Another welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. Now, the battle lines have been drawn in the Ghana Football Association presidential elections, and it's going to be a Okraku versus George Afriyie contest. And the two filed their nomination forms earlier today at the Ghana Football Association Secretariat. Now, according to the former Ghana Football Association Vice President George Afriyie, there is a need for change in leadership to restore the dwindling fortunes of the association, while incumbent Okraku believes his re-election will be a continuation of the quest to reposition Ghana football for the better. Let's hear from the two of them after they file their nomination.
If you look at the number of people who are clamoring to become ESCO members, it's enough justification telling you that everything is not right. If the people who want to contest the executive council position think that Mr. Okraku has done well, then let us also withdraw, and all of us go and back them, plus the executive council. If they have done so well, then I expect everybody who has picked form to contest the executive council to drop. If they drop, I'll be the first to drop. Then everything is fine. Let's rally behind our boss, let's rally behind our FA president, and they'll move Ghana football forward. Because that is what I stood for 4 years ago. 4 years ago, we were going to the third round when I considered defeat, and I said that everybody should follow Mr. Okraku. He has my support, and I expect everybody to support him. It didn't end there. The next morning I pick a phone and say, boss, you are now my boss, you are the FA president, you have my support. Count on me. I did a live video, told everybody that, but what do we see today? We don't matter. Now it is them against us. Our football is divided. In the coming days, the news will come out, our manifesto will come out, our vision will come out, the true situation of our football will come out, and we'll let everybody know.
The trusted hand, the trusted leader is the one speaking to all of you.
To do more. Of course.
People believe in the leadership. That's the reason why they are here. They trust the leadership. That's why they are here. Most importantly, they trust in the vision of the leader. That's why they are here. And they are here, and we are here to again say one thing. We are together. We are together in good times. We are together in bad times. Our game will go through bad times, but our game will go through a lot of good times. Our collective future is very bright. We have to be patient. We have to come together as a family, because that's the essence of being part of this association. My hands are open. I said this at Congress. I'll welcome the other mind at all times, because it is the strength that I pick from the other mind that makes this family a unique and strong family.
Now, Joy Sports correspondent and, Joy Sports, member of the Joy Sports team, he has been following the process leading up to the filing of a nomination and will be following the elections very closely, and he joins us via phone to help us appreciate the kind of contest we have on our hands between Okraku and George Afriyie. Muftau, thank you very much for joining us on Prime Sports. Well, it's now going to be George Afriyie versus Okraku. Have we seen this before?
Well, I'm not sure we have seen anything like that before, where we have a two-man race for the leadership of the Ghana Football Association. We would have to go back to 2005, December 31, when Kwesi Nyentakyi contested for the position of president against the likes of Kojo Bonsu, where he won against them, and then there were three people who were contesting, and then it was Kwesi Nyentakyi who came out victorious. And since then, he's run for the position unopposed until 2019, when we had 6 people contesting for the position of president of the Ghana Football Association. And George Afriyie was one of those who contested in 2019. And if you heard him after he filed his nomination, he said that when we were going for the third round of the election, he said, I'm going to concede defeat and let Okraku become the president of the Ghana Football Association. And even with that, the Electoral Commission still allowed the delegates to vote within that very round that George Afriyie said he was going to concede defeat and allowed Keto Kweku to win the GFA presidential election. However, there appears to be a different story, a different narrative, because if you were a keen follower of what transpired in 2019, you would realize that the vote difference between Ket and George in the first round was about 3 votes. And in the second round, it was stretched to like 7 votes, and then Keto Kweku subsequently won. So we have the top 2 people who were going neck to neck for the GFA president in 2019. Here again with us going neck to neck to become on who becomes the next leader of the Ghana Football Association.
Well, Mr. When you listen to them after they filed their nomination, you hear Keto Kweku, the incumbent president, speak about trust in his vision. He talks about unity in the association, and very contrasting message from George Afriyie, where he's talking about the fortunes of Ghana football dwindling in the hands of Keto Kweku, and even makes allusion to the fact that the very fact that a lot of people are even contesting for the executive council position is credence to the fact that our football appears to be in some sort of crisis. I mean, is this the kind of narrative we should expect in the lead up to the election?
I think there would even be worse in the coming days. As I don't want to describe George Afriyie as an opposition, but I think that would be the most appropriate word to describe him right now. Every opposition would always try to create loopholes within the incumbent leadership and take advantage of that. And I think that's exactly what George Afriyie is doing. As a politician, he has to find the flaws within the current leadership of the Ghana Football Association and take advantage of those flaws so that he positions himself as the best person who can run the Ghana Football Association. Keto Kweku, who has been there, this is his 4th year as president of the Ghana Football Association, would always preach to you what he thinks is an image of Ghana football. And in his opinion, he thinks that he's on the right path. He thinks that what he set out to do for Ghana football has been done. And you look about the people who are supporting him. Trust me, most of the people who were in the camp of George Afriyie 4 years ago for the GFA, many of them have switched camp to Keto Kweku. So I think that George Afriyie has loads of work to do to be able to get them on his side again. However, we need to understand that sometimes it's not just an endorsing the form. In 2019, we had as many as 14 or 15 of all the Premier League clubs endorsing George Afriyie to go for the position of president. He had as many as 20 plus Division 1 clubs endorsing his form to go for the position of president. But what it matters most, the votes didn't go in his favor. And you would also realize that in 2019, the likes of Midiama FC, the likes of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, the likes of Bekum Sofi, Ediana Stars, they were all in favor of George Afriyie. But this time around, it doesn't appear so. At the moment, as you and I speak, Moses Amapaga, the owner of Midiama FC, is arguably one of the best friends of Keto Kweku. And many people within the football space would tell you that hardly does a day goes by and Ket does not speak to Parker. And whenever Ket is going to take a decision on the governance of football in the country, he seeks the opinion of Moses Amar Parker. So I can clearly tell you that he has him on his side. Then there is Kumasi Asante Kotoko. In as much as it is not clear yet whether we would have Dr. Kwame Che as the leader of the board of directors of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Dr. Kwame Che and Ket right now are very close pals.
Well, Mufta, what next from here? What's coming next after the file nomination?
So at this point, where we are right now is that the candidates will go into serious campaigning, trying to win people to throw their weight behind them. what I know so far is that both camps say the grounds are very good for them. But I think maybe in the last 2 weeks to the elections, we'll have a perfect picture of who is likely to lead the Ghana Football Association. But as we speak, I know Kurt Okraku has been working behind the scenes since 2021. George started quite late. As to whether he'll be able to do this, time will tell. But he's been encouraged by many people to go for it. And I think that those who have encouraged him would help him in his campaign to be able to work for them. So sometimes you need the people behind football to push you to go all out for it. In as much as there were some little differences when they were trying to build like a group of people so that they would all go for it. That meeting did not end well as people went separate ways because they all had varied interests and all that. But I think that if they are able to get their acts together, maybe he might be able to pull up some votes. So the next couple of days will give us a perfect picture of how the grounds are for both candidates.
Well, Mr. Anabilia, thank you very much. Of course, we'll keep tabs on that election at the GFA as the Executive Council members also look to get into office. So the election will be somewhere in September, and of course, Joyce will trust us to bring you up to speed on all of that. But the 2023 edition of the Homo Charity Cup will feature Okraku and Great Olympics later this month. And speaking at the launch, GFA Executive Council member Samuel Animado emphasized that the game will be a good curtain raiser for the new Ghana Premier League season. Joy Sports' Loris Bedu was there and he came through with this report.
Okraku and Great Olympics will face each other in the maiden edition of the GFA Manche Homo Charity Cup on Sunday, August 20 at the Accra Sports Stadium. The game will serve as part of celebrations for the Homo Festival and also serve as preparations for both teams ahead of the new Ghana Premier League season. Speaking during the press launch of the event, Enim Adu talked about the importance of the fixture to both clubs.
So it's good that we bring out all the competitions that needs to spice up the league itself. And this is one of the major ones, and if I'll say the major one for Ghana football, when both House of Folk and Accra House of Folk are big clubs, glorious clubs, and if they have to play in a game, they normally play only 2 games. So if they have the opportunity to play another game before the league itself, it's a good curtain raiser for all of them. It's a good pre-season game for all of them. And we are hoping that they will, the agreement that we have, the discussions that we've had, that it will be an annual one, that the two of them put it in their calendar so that all the pre-season programs will be fixed with this game for both House of Folk and Olympics. Gradually, you don't know, maybe we may bring in other teams from other, whether even from the out of the jurisdiction, from the Ashanti region, from the Northern region, from Borno Afro region, from Western region, from wherever. We may get to that level, but for now, the focus is House of Folk and Olympics for them to give us all the entertainment we want to spice up
the Ghana Football Association Executive Council member also assured fans that measures are in place to ensure that all individuals get the opportunity to watch the two teams in action.
We've been able to fix the prices with the consultation from the stakeholders at 10 cities so that each and everyone can pay. 10 cities is a fee that I believe all the hustlers who I want them to come can pay. I am a hustler too, so we are cool with 10 cities. We come, we take our 50 cities, we get something to eat, we pick transport to the stadium, we pay 10 cities. We can even go back with some small 10 cities or 20 cities in our pockets. So it means that it's affordable for each and everyone to be able to come and watch and enjoy this game.
Hearts will be looking to claim the bragging rights over Olympics on August 20 before the two teams take to the pitch once again when Ghana's top flight commences.
Now, former Black Stars right back Samuel Inkum has attributed the lack of hunger and complacency of some Heart of Folk players for the poor outcome the club suffered last season. According to him, despite the efforts of the management of the club, the players simply didn't give enough. He has been speaking to Mufta Nabila on his time at Accra Heart of Folk.
When I started training with Heart of Folk, I feel like, oh wow, they want me to be there. You know, they want me to be the part of the family, the Phobian family. So I was so excited to be there.
Did you play for Heart of Folk for free?
In my opinion, I would say something like that. In my opinion, because if I want to talk about in terms of money, you understand where I've got my level into, and coming to play for House of Folk. House of Folk is a huge club. It's one of the best traditional team in Ghana, in Africa. Everybody know, well known, and I count myself lucky to be in that team as well. But I'm not playing for free. You know, everybody have to be. When you work, you have to be paid.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I'm not.
They paid you something, but not.
Yeah.
Like.
Yes.
Yeah. And everything. Even
Yes,
if it is 1 cedi, it's still a salary.
Yes, it's salary. That's why I appreciate it. You know.
But in your period at House of Oak, there were many difficulties on the field, off the field. I remember some time you had even a go at some of your colleagues, telling them if they're not willing to play, they should move on. Why are you getting frustrated?
No, you know, sometimes the players, the young players that we have, they are very good players. We have good potential players in Ghana, and sometimes some of them doesn't know what they have. So some of us have to also be on them, you know, push them harder to let them know that, hey, you have something that maybe you don't think that you have something, you know. So I'm telling you that you have to. This is the kind of, you want to go to Europe, but it's step by step. If you don't play very well, who will see you in Europe? Nobody can see you. Play the team very well. Let the team feel that, okay, you came and you have done something.